All right, this is the beginning of the trail. Phillips has dropped me off at Stevens Pass, which is where I stopped last time when Paige picked me up. And it's kind of sad that he's not coming along, but he's got little baby legs.
Yeah, injuries are hard.
So here we go. So Philip just dropped me off on the highway and I found my tent spot, which is literally right next to the trail at the very start of the PCT section as it picks up in Stevens Pass. But you know what? It's almost 9 o'clock at night and I don't feel like hiking in the dark. And yeah, not the most amazing scenery in the world, but I mean, there's a porta potty over there that I can use in the morning. Can't complain about that. And yeah, I'm already here at the trail. So after 7 hours on the road, I'm pretty excited just to hit the bed and get up and see some amazing views. So it's the end of day one, felt good. I did about 18.5 miles and I'm here at this beautiful lake. It is a phenomenal campsite and I couldn't ask for more. It was like 60 degrees, maybe 65 all day. Been a good day, looking forward to the rest. So the start to day two is not as good as I was hoping for. I got an early start, things were going good. I went up and over a pass, busting out some mileage early in the morning. And then I ran into a guy with some goats, kind of strange. And he was like, no dude, you're not even on the PCT. You're on the old PCT. This is a decommissioned trail. So I looked at my map and sure enough, got to go back up and over the pass again and I did like a needless 6 miles. So, yay.
Currently hiding out in my tent because it is absolutely disgusting outside.
This is the start of day 3 and look at this. Just everywhere around me is nothing but beautiful. I mean, last night sucked. It rained, I'm cold, it's wet. I kept getting woken up by deer tromping around my tent, but can't complain. I mean, look at this. This was like 5 minutes from my campsite. I'm so excited for whatever today's gonna bring. So I feel like I got hit by a truck yesterday because I did 24 miles on day 2. And unless you're a marathon runner, you probably haven't trained for 24 miles in a day after an 18-mile day. And yeah, you get pretty tired, especially when you're 250 pounds. But the beauty of hiking is every day you get stronger, your tendons grow a little stronger, your muscles aren't as weak, your feet get a little tougher, and every day gets easier. And the miles just start coming. But you can't do too many miles too fast, too soon, because that's how people get injured. So doing 24 on the second day, probably not the smartest thing, but I got lost took a 6-mile detour and had to make up for it. Started day 4. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Already gone up and over Fire Creek Pass. And yeah, there's not a whole lot to look at right now. Pretty socked in with clouds. Thankfully it didn't rain. I think the cloud's supposed to burn off sometime today, but it kind of makes it suck because I know that I'm in a beautiful area and I can't see anything. It's like 50, 55 degrees out right now, which back in Phoenix when I left, it was like 110, 115. So this feels so good. The only problem is you don't dry out. Your clothes are soaking wet from how hard these passes are, and then they never dry. So every day you're putting on cold, wet clothes, and then they just get, you know, soaking wet from sweating again. But you know, even with no good views right now, it's an amazing day. Day 6 and I'm still wet. Nothing is dried out. This 50-degree weather feels amazing to hike in, but I've never had the problem of just nothing drying out before. So that's been a bit of a challenge. My shoes are constantly wet from river crossings, so that means my feet are wet. I've got wool socks on so they're warm, but they don't dry out. So I've got more blisters than I probably had in years since I wore boots, which I definitely haven't worn boots since, I don't know, like 2017. But overall, it's been really good. I was gonna camp out one more night and then go to Stehekin in the morning. But, truth be told, I ran out of toilet paper. So, I'm gonna hike extra hard today. I'm doing about 3 to 4 miles an hour to catch the shuttle into Stehekin, where I'll camp out tonight, and then my wife got me a room at the lodge tomorrow night. Oh, I can't wait to eat some hot meals, drink some beer, sleep in a bed, have a shower, but most of all, be able to dry my clothes. Man, it's disgusting being wet constantly. Walking up to the shuttle pickup area. Onward to Stehekin, where I can find some toilet paper. Finally got to Stehekin. I was starving by the time I got here. I hiked for 7 hours with no breaks. I had one water break where I had to refill my water. But I was averaging like 3 to 4 miles an hour. And I got here, went and got my resupply box immediately because the post office closes at 4 and it was like 3:55 when we got here. And then I went and ate because I was so hungry. And I got a freaking huge cinnamon roll. I got a slice of pizza, an orange juice, and then like half an hour later, I went and I got a Gatorade and a beer. And I ate and drank all of it. And then I didn't feel very good. but I was so hungry. Oh, it tasted delicious. And of course, while I'm eating and drinking and getting my resupply stuff all figured out, all the PCT thru hikers, they know better. They went straight to the campsites and set up camp. By the time I went and did it, the campsite was full. But thankfully, a dude that's renting a cabin out here in Stehekin was like, hey man, I got a front yard. You can just stay in the front yard. It's like, yeah, absolutely. I don't have to go up the giant hill to the campsites, and I don't have to pay for a campsite. Perfect. I love the kindness of strangers. And there it is, just in that dude's front yard of his cabin. Set my tent up. I was so excited coming out of Stehekin, going into the North Cascades for all the beautiful views I was going to get. And yeah, no, absolutely none of that. The North Cascades sucked. It was nothing but green tunnel. It was a forest the entire time with no views. So I was going to do 17 miles today. And it's 25 miles with 7,000 feet of elevation gain out of Stehekin before you get to any kind of views. So I was going to do 17. Then I talked myself into 21, and then a couple PCT thru hikers were talking about how great these views are at the top of the 25 miles. So I guess I'm doing 25 miles today, and I'm like 23 miles in, and I can look out and kind of see some of these peaks out through the tree line, and I think it's gonna be gorgeous. So it's probably gonna be cold, gonna be up high, and it's gonna be an amazing sunset, an amazing sunrise. At least that's what I'm telling myself. It better be worth 25 miles.
So bye bye, Mr. American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. Singing this'll be the day that I die.
Gonna be cowboy camping tonight.
See that it's just rain. There ain't no need to go outside. And I think it's like a...
Stopped and made some coffee this morning because look at that view. That's where it's at. So yesterday ended up being another 25-mile day. Not gonna lie, I felt dead, absolutely dead at the end of that day. Barely dragged my butt into camp. Can't believe I did it, but I had proper motivation because I left my toilet paper bag at the previous day's campsite. So 10 miles in, had to go to the bathroom, realized I didn't have any toilet paper anymore, and I don't have any spare socks. I didn't want to use leaves, so I ended up using an insole from my shoe. So I had to go 25 miles to get to the campground. There was an established campground that had toilet paper, and thank God they weren't out, and I resupplied there. Well, this seems to be pretty much how it goes every day. You just go through a nice pass, see some amazing views, and then you drop down into the forest and have a green tunnel for what seems like forever. Miles and miles and miles until you get to the next pass. So pretty much Most of the hike is forgettable, if I'm being honest, because it's like this, it's just trees. And then you get up to these amazing passes, and those are the moments that just blow your mind, that are amazing. But the rest of it, nah, not that special. Since I left Stehekin, I've mainly just been hiking with PCT hikers, and they do some big miles. And yesterday and the day before, I did 25s both days. And then today, it's supposed to be an easy day. I was gonna do like, I don't know, 15 miles because my body felt absolutely wrecked when I woke up this morning. But I don't know, I'm on pace to do 22 today, because they keep talking about this amazing peak that you can camp out at, and it's only 8 miles from the border. And you know, I want to go slower, but it's also fun because of like the excitement that they have of finishing the entire PCT. I mean, I'm just finishing my section of the Washington PCT. They're finishing the entire PCT, but like the environment, the buzz around it, the excitement that they have is contagious. So I kind of enjoy hiking with them and pushing myself a little harder, because it'd be way more fun to finish up today and tomorrow with those guys than just to do it by myself, right? And go a little bit slower. So I guess I'm gonna push myself again. One of my favorite things about these PCT thru hikers though is the amount of personality that comes out as they're backpacking for thousands of miles. Obviously they get bored and everything goes out the window. This one dude I met today has like a spinny top hat, so it has a little propeller that you can flick on top, and it has a button on it that says fun meter, and you can adjust it to whether it's like he's not having any fun because it's a rainy day, or it's a sunny day and it's pegged out at max fun. But that same guy, we were eating lunch. Disgusting. So he's sitting there eating lunch. I thought it was with a spoon. No, it was with the handle end of his trowel. Like, you know what you use to bury your poop? It's disgusting. You know, after a couple thousand miles, I think you probably just quit caring, because I personally would have just used my fingers, but a trowel? No, probably never. Every time I do one of these long days, I get to this point where it's like mile 18 or 19 or whatever it is at this point, where I just think to myself, what am I doing? My body just wants to quit. My feet hurt, I'm exhausted. But it's my mind, mental toughness, that says, nope, you're gonna keep going. Ain't no quitting in this. Give up, you give up on yourself. So that's what I love about being out here, is just pushing myself. That mental toughness from just not quitting when every part of your body wants to. All right, so I hiked all day today. Didn't intend on doing such a big day, but how could I turn down this kind of view for my birthday, turning 38? And I told my wife and kids when they hid these birthday cards in my resupply box at Stehekin that I wouldn't open them until my birthday. So I waited all day until I got up here. I did, I don't know, 22 or 23 miles today, and I am completely trashed. But I wanted to open these at supposedly the most beautiful spot on the entire Pacific Crest Trail. I gotta say, it's been a good birthday.
Check out the view for cowboy camping. Holy crap, was last night beautiful. The sunset was amazing. The sunrise this morning was phenomenal because there's a fire off in the distance, so there's smoke and the sun was extra red. And then the stars last night were just popping. The Milky Way was so vibrant. I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and just stayed awake for an hour just admiring how beautiful it was because I'm up on a ridgeline. So I've got a 360 view of everything. So it was about as good as you could possibly hope for at the very end of the PCT. And man, it has been hot and sweaty. Look at my shirt. Yeah, I've been sweating my freaking butt off. I've been drinking like 3 gallons plus a day, plus all the electrolytes, and I'm still dehydrated. I got 8 miles left before I hit the Canadian border. It's gonna feel real good to finally wrap up the Pacific Crest Trail Washington section and say that my goal is completed. It's taken a while, but got it done.
If I look like crap, it's because I slept like crap. 2 nights ago, when I was up on that ridgeline, my inflatable air mattress that I take out here popped. You got a hole right next to the valve that you blow it up, and then you also deflate it with the valve. And yeah, no, it's a pretty big hole. But thankfully, a PCT thru hiker who was about to finish gave me his patch kit, and I was able to repair it. Or so I thought. So I repaired it, and then I was sleeping on it last night, and all of a sudden it just rapidly started losing air because the hole that was repaired expanded with the pressure of my body on top of the mattress and the force of the air. So then I used 2 more patches on it. It still didn't work. So I just ended up sleeping on the ground. And yeah, just kind of fitting. I mean, so many things have gone wrong on this trip, but also they've gone right because of all the people that I've met and that have helped me out throughout the trip. And just like I always think, and I always say, my favorite part about backpacking is the kindness of strangers. And it really holds true this year, probably more than any other year.
Yeah, woo,
you go, bro.
Good job.
Woke up this morning, had to go down about 8 miles to get to the Canadian border, and that was awesome. You know, got to finally wrap up a goal that's been in progress for about 5 years. So to have that finally completed feels great. Now I got to go back uphill 8 miles, but along the way, about mile 6 is a lake. So I'm gonna go jump in because it's gonna be close to 100 degrees today.
Today was supposed to be an easy day. I was just gonna go down to the border, come back. It was just 8 miles down, 8 miles back up, hop in a lake on the way up, enjoy myself, and then hang out at the same ridge line that I was at last night. That was unbelievably gorgeous, but it's been anything but easy. Turned out to be 103 degrees today, so that's hot. And then there's another forest fire just south of where I'm at in Rainy Pass that I had to go through that in order to get through to, I camped at Cutthroat and then got to Hart's Pass in a day, right? So I went from Rainy Pass to Hart's Pass in a day, and now there's a fire at Rainy Pass, and when I was up on the ridge line, everything is covered in smoke. So being prudent, I'm not camping on the ridge line because it's only gonna be a 16-mile day and then like a 23-mile day tomorrow. So now I'm doing, I don't know, 23 or 27 today, and I'll finish up in the morning. My feet hurt so much. It literally feels like someone's taking a hammer and just like pounding on the bottom of my feet. I mean, look at this. It's just all rocks, hiking on rocks. Oh, that guy just jumped out in front of me, and my butthole is so puckered up.
All right, I'm finally done. I'm just around the corner from Hart's Pass. Did 16 miles by noon. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to be done. And now the rest of the adventure is getting a hitch down to Mazama, showering, whatever, doing laundry, eating some real food, and then hitching to Portland. And then the adventure will truly be over. Okay, so I was able to find a hitch after about an hour of waiting at the trailhead at Hart's Pass, and I got to Mazama, and this place is amazing. It's called the Lion's Den, and they host hikers here. They let you take a shower, you can do your laundry, or they do your laundry for you. You can camp here. It's just a quarter mile from all the diners and the bars and all that stuff. Anyways, this place is amazing. But as soon as I get here, there's another couple. They're like, oh yeah, we're about to take a ride to Seattle, and there's a third spot open. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I had just enough time to take a shower. Now I'm about to go hop on a ride to Seattle, and things just seem to be working out. Here's a charging station. Clothes you can wear while you're doing your laundry. Got party lights up. Got hammocks. Looks like this is where you would normally camp if you were staying here. You got teepees.
And you're not stuck with one that's like overfilled.
So they want you to sign the banner. You can paint rocks. There's a little painting station. Hang out under the tents. Got bikes you can take into town. A fire pit area. Porta potties. There's my ride. Looks like the adventure is over. Thanks for coming with me.